All right, Micah. So just got a few quick questions for you. So first of all, just how's it going? How's the process going with your film so far?
It's going a lot better now that we have a set idea. I think the hardest part was just getting feedback and trying to convert it to one singular story instead of trying to have a bunch of different stories going on at once.
Absolutely, and yeah, that makes sense. What genre is your film?
So it's a social commentary and kind of like a mock PSA, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, and what was your inspiration for this film?
So when we were doing our first initial thought process, I know Dr. Hammer mentioned something about what's going on in the world during COVID, and I brought up the fact that I saw this tweet that said school shootings, mass school shootings have stopped since the pandemic started because people aren't going to school. And so I kind of thought about that during the class, and one of our other group members, Adam, wanted to kind of run with it, so I think that would be a good idea. And then I went and looked at some other YouTube videos, and there was this one that I was watching before class today, where it was like a back to school commercial, but during the Sandy Hook shootings. So these kids had all these school supplies that they were using to protect themselves. And then there's this other one where it focuses on these two people building a relationship, and in the background of every scene there's a guy, looking at guns or magazines, doing a shooting symbol towards someone, and it restarts the whole commercial, and it's talking about you missed the signs, and about this kid, going through a hard time. So I think those are the two main inspirations that I had, and then just being able to, Charlie joined our group late, him taking over the lead role of that, and he was down for it too, so we just went with it.
That's great, man. And kind of going along with that, what are your goals for this film?
I think we want to kind of paint a light on a lot of different issues. One, the main being obviously, mass school shootings and how they affect everyone, and kind of what drives a person. I was watching a documentary yesterday about the Columbine shootings, and there's this misconception that the two kids that do that were outcasts or anything, but that's not true. They just were having a very hard time going in their life, but they were still very popular kids. And one of the goals that I want to picture is how so many different factors in life can attribute to that. In our film, we have a mental health stigma, we have a suicide, we have a breakup, a bullying, how these all can account into a person and really drive them to the edge.
Wow, yeah. And how has COVID impacted your filming process so far?
Not as bad as probably some other groups if they had issues. One of our group members did have COVID, but he's an editor. So really he was able to stay behind the computer and work anyway, which really helped us a lot. But other than that, I think the biggest thing is it's a good thing for us that we have a lot of athletes in our group that have to get tested. Me working with the football team here too, I have to get tested a lot. And Eric just had COVID, so he's not going to be able to get it again for a while. So I think we don't have to worry about it too much because I know we're all taking the necessary steps to remain healthy.
Great. Well, that's all the questions we have right now. So super appreciate your time answering those, and good luck filming, and hope it goes well.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.